Alright, so what is this video about? I'm not sure. But, let's figure out what YouTube Battle Royale is about. If we cannot do Battle Royale this time, well, that's fine. But something is brewing, right? I'm brewing something, and it's never really obvious what's gonna happen in the end. So one thing that is possible is like that I did in the past, but I cannot do it anymore because it's very energy intensive, is the energy check of each person. Because you have memories filled up, but instead I use that as like pleasure mechanic. Because usually I just think about girls all the time. Yes. And just lose myself. I will never need to check myself. I always get my crumbs of power. So that's not a big deal. Other than that, I have to clear as many as possible. I try to do it fast way. Nothing happens fast way. And this is where I'm kind of in the previous video I actually ended with a very interesting point that adults have their own world, and I'm like, yeah, adult world and kids world is actually a different thing, and you're kind of trying to be in between those two worlds, like Miley Cyrus, okay? Live in those two worlds, because this is a world of money, and this is the world of pleasure. Being a kid, playing games, right? So, how the fuck do you do that? And this is just so fascinating to me, because all of a sudden in the world of adults, there's completely different concepts. Some people just get stuck here, just generating money, but they get drunk, but they don't know how to fucking get pleasure out of life. And some people get stuck in pleasure, and they become invalid to society. And actually, I think my dad and my mom kind of separated themselves in these different sectors, which I guess makes sense to some degree, but like, they're really kind of stuck in the same relationship, I would say. They still stuck in a relationship where I'm kind of in the middle as well. I'm observing both of them, and I have to respect my parents, basically. Even though they're kind of wacky, they still survived, and I survived, and I grew up, but they have weird expectations over me right now. That's just unbelievable. You know, you guys are split up, so what kind of expectations do you expect from me? I can't just consume pleasure all the time, and I can't just... See, this is not just money, it's like also skill, it's not just a resource of some kind. Pleasure is not necessarily a resource, it's just you take money, you buy stuff. This is how life looks like most of the time for like loser people. But if you're truly a loser, you get sucked in somewhere. You lose yourself. If you're truly a loser, you lose yourself, and that's a scary thing. So let's just put it this way. I heavily admire the difference between adults and kids' worlds, and I know these are different things basically, but for me, it's still not, I'm still not satisfied. I see this and I think it's just both of them kind of immature in a way. You can end up being stuck in whichever place. Kind of in the middle seems like a fucking perfect place to generate things, to generate your actual life. So like, think about it. This is where life happens. This is where otherwise you can call people kids or kind of just zombies or something. I'm not sure how to call adults yet. Okay, people give too much credit to them. You can give respect, but you can't give respect if you're younger than your parents. You have to... It's kind of even hard. Like, I said that before, and I have to reconsider this point. You can't quite give respect to adults if they're older than you. You can only give respect like, well, they exist, they're alive. And they can buy respect from you. Okay? Adults, older people have to buy respect from you. Pretty much. And then use it for whatever they want to do. Do they want to add skills into you, so they kind of invest money, so you pay attention, they put skills into you, and like, okay, that's great. You might be able to travel further, but now that they put... It's an investment, basically. It could be a pure investment, or it could be an investment to grab pleasure directly from you, because it should be possible, right? See, the reality makes almost everything possible. And if you need examples, it's just Mr. Beast tries to do the impossible things to remind you that everything is possible, that sort of stuff. His personality can't truly handle a sophisticated way of life. He's just doing that stupid format where he's kind of clueless what he's doing, but it's still a good job in the end. But this point is kind of fun, entertaining, seeing what is possible, seeing that truly in life you can kind of buy everything, but not necessarily. You still have to have the skill to buy. You don't always get money and skill in a package. So, what is on this side? I don't know, fucking magic. It's probably relationships that you can build, right? So let's put a big R here. But it's still fucking magic. It's relationships, respect, that sort of stuff packaged together. So it's hardly comes with pleasure, right? It's like pleasure in relationship is a different thing. But you kind of need to take relationships more seriously, I think. I kind of realized, on Tinder, the best thing to do is to have a place that you're staying in. You have a free rent room, for example. I kind of have it right now while my mom is away. Like, okay, someone can just come. So if my mom decides to go to hospital, go to insane asylum, I just need them whores, man. Not necessarily. I just need a person, right, that's not cheap on herself, and she can just play. She can just be in the free rent zone. Was the big idea without nasty parents. So that's the benefit, and I think that's actually possible to actually get a deal like this. It's not exactly easy. It's possible. Someone would take this deal. Especially if you're an influencer, for example. Then I am a good deal, because I'm kind of interested in that shit, And all of a sudden, wow, accidentally. Relationships are scary because they're so accidental sometimes. It's like you want something and it gets stuck. You get stuck again. So these are sticky situations because you need something, but you don't need the full thing, so they're trying to stick you up with the full thing. No, you gotta just say no. You gotta learn how to fucking say no. That's what life is, honestly. No is a huge part of life. And yes, Yes is just something you learn automatically, I would say. No is actually pretty hard to say. Despite people destroying relationships and all that, like, doesn't matter. Okay? I say no to saying no sometimes. And that's a different kind of yes. Okay? Saying no sometimes turns into yes very easily, just like double negative, right? Is actually a positive, and a positive is a positive. But that's why saying no is actually much more sophisticated. Learn to say no, because double negative is still positive. Okay. How does that work? Well, no cancels itself out. Just like I said, you learn how to say no. You say no to no sometimes. But sometimes you just say no. So if you double up on no, second tier of no, all of a sudden is a yes. And it's a yes that's smarter than the actual just straight up yes, where it's almost comes from nowhere, right? Agreement has to be reasonable. What is a triple no? It's kind of a yes and a no that, well, one no is missing. If you can generate 3 no's, there's actually 20% chance, or just 20%, 25% needed to change it to yes, whereas this no requires almost 100, let's say 50% effort, but it's more of 100%. So this would be 33% effort to call out yes. So it's less effort each time, I would say. If you generated so many things, you can say yes to that. It's almost like that's what effort means. That's what relationships turn out to be sometimes. You say no, no, no a bunch of times until it happens anyways. That's why you can't necessarily be mad at someone, or I can't just make rant videos constantly and pretend that this is real life when I'm trying to talk to someone. I'm not just putting them in a chair like, listen to my rant video. That's just me, right? That's just me trying to figure out my feelings and if there are opportunities there, because I can't really look into the real world and see opportunities. The real world is self-destructing all the time. What the fuck is going on? Until people figure out how to not fall into stupid traps. I'm pretty scared of real life. After all, we just get maximum pleasure out of the internet, I think. Where else are you gonna get it? So, or playing games, just the baseline of pleasure, I would say. This is why I started this video with a Warlock play run of Hearthstone, but I ended up feeling that it's not a content that I want to feed people. So, unless people decide otherwise. For people to decide otherwise also is a very fucking tricky thing. I'm not sure, but people get stuck so easily. Especially, see, you're born kind of in this area as a kid, but the reality, this is not a kid area either. Both of them are adult areas. It's just right now, adults are doing a huge mistake of just dumping children in the kids area and hoping they will come back, basically, from the dead. Which is not true. A lot of kids are simply dumped in the kids area. Sometimes and they don't come out. Most of them you get stuck. You bet there is a fucking now that's a fucking layer of coronavirus right there. Bunch of kids, dude. Now that's a fucking coronavirus. I can understand that. A bunch of kids get stuck in that level. Even if they pretend to be adults, they don't quite understand the adult world of just like, you grab money, you go back, grab some pleasure, You go back to where you are. You are completely alone in that situation potentially. But you can grab anything from life. So just figure out, for fuck's sake. I almost feel like godlike right now. Or like the God would say this, right? Dude. Okay. Dude, just take whatever you want. It's split up to make it seem hard to get. Okay? It's just everything plays hard to get. But you can have anything. You just don't put enough work into understanding what exactly is you need. You have to sit in this position away from everyone else. And this is actually a society position. And I'm holding it as best as I can. I can't hold it forever. I don't want to hold it forever. I might leave and people are gonna be realizing, oh shit, now I feel something, you know, now I fucking... See, all I did is just probably pissed and called it Spawn the Creeper's Forge. Just took a piss on kids, you know? And then I'm shooting some fucking adults and then call it I Hate Politics movement or whatever. Whatever's gonna be successful. It's just a tiny dent in these areas that filled with crazy shit. You know, filled with people pissing and making fun of whatever world has to offer at this point. Now, all of a sudden, this concept just blows up, right? This is a tough concept. I'll take a break immediately. I just need food. I need to clear more people. I am constantly in a chill mode at this point, as if I'm some kind of polar bear, and I'm preparing for the next year because it's gonna be different. So it's like, good luck with that. Obviously, if I don't feel completely destroyed, because here's one fucking secret. There's a 3-letter word that just kills me, okay? Actually, fab. Not fad. That other one also kills me. Okay, I take pure pleasure and I take pure skill. I don't get money involved or relationships. In a way, that's like, what? But you need money in relationships. And that's kind of where, like, I don't know why, but money and ships look like scams. What do I do? Well, in my perspective, I think it's just my personality can't handle those things, and those things look stupid to me. Alright? I just can't handle it. I don't understand it. But, and that's potentially what spawns all these nasty rant videos. Just, I don't know any of this shit. I had a relationship with Cryect in a way. We build a game. For the kids, we take a piss. And relationship falls apart. Cool. What can I say? I got money, I lost money. What can I say? I could have taken care of both of these things. It's not a big deal. For me, potentially, it's a little bit harder to deal with this shit. But obviously. Building up skill, it's like anything can be skill and anything can be pleasure, right? But even that's not true. You know, there's one thing for sure is, like, I spend a lot of time here in the life section. So it's just I just have to stay here and survive and not worry about too many things happening right now. Because answers will present themselves automatically, I think. Easy solutions, easy opportunities, whatever. They'll present themselves. They have to. Honestly. If you're not a fucking lunatic. I will always keep an open mind. But other people have to, meet me halfway. It's just a simple fucking solution here. And, we'll see what's up. Yeah. That stupid Tinder is pissing me off right now. Is actually inviting someone to my home. Which is a thing, like, who doesn't take that sort of deal? Well, it's not free. I'm not paying for anything, basically. I just have my own food as well. The only thing I can give is just teach people how to fucking live. Because I'm filled with life. But I'm feeling that they're not. The people are not. And I still don't know, It's just so many... There's so many questions in the low-level world where nobody's listening to anyone, nobody's expecting anything. Because they have their own expectations of life. If you're a fucking star, then no problem. But that's already a different kind of world. Where you don't actually have skill and you don't actually feel pleasure. How about that? You get money and great relationships, you become a fucking star, a celebrity. Well, here you go, that's a different spectrum. But it still sits in the same position of trying to get back to that other side. So, yeah, I'm gonna explore this topic, basically. I want to see how deep we can go. So it's best for me to take breaks and collect as many locks as possible. Easy to become something. That's an interesting deal, because when I was finishing this previous video, the ending is pretty good. The 15-minute ending is pretty good. So I said, I picked up YouTube CEO rank. And that's what you're trying to become, right? You just pick up something you want to be, and you follow your fucking dreams. It's just easy. And don't care what other people say as well. Don't worry about it. Just also don't become a star, because stars don't necessarily know their identities. Stars actually bleed to the fans. Do what fans want. And of course you have to find that balance. It's ridiculously difficult. So, that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to figure out. It's easy to become something, but you never know what is the right thing to become. It's easy to look into a person, I can do what he's doing. Well, not true. It's not quite true. It's life filled with riddles. And life is slow. No one should expect every day to just get shit, okay? This is where things get very interesting, because in adult world, life is incredibly slow and repetitive, and you can get used to that, actually. You don't give a fuck, because you get something positive out of it anyways, right? So either skill or money, you get something positive out of it. And kind of hold on to it as super big treasure. But here, things kind of go actually quite fast. I think in this position, things go very slow and very annoying. But you kind of forget about it. Things are fast here, but you have memorable moments. So you look back and you feel nostalgic and you want to repeat something. Because it's filled with pleasure. It's very easy to forget here, it's very hard to forget here, and when I take a piss, it's people remember, but they can't actually give me respect for some reason. They might build a relationship, they can't give me respect. They don't want to buy respect from me because they're kids. They're fucking assholes, honestly. They expect that I will buy respect from them because I was doing it this whole time in a way. But that's not true. See, it's almost like giving something for free, like on my map, is a mistake. AdventureCraft working for free, accidentally. See, AdventureCraft is an accident that was free. And that's not how things work. Okay? Because it's a free project. You can't monetize necessarily what you do with Minecraft. And that's the biggest and most disgusting flaw of all time, I would say. That one thing that you have to do right in the gaming industry is to make sure that everyone gets their fair share. For some reason, when it comes to YouTube, people are doing just fine, okay? You build a big channel and all of a sudden you earn a revenue. It's still a pretty impossible thing to do, obviously. But once you do it, it's just ridiculous. Because it's more successful than AdventureCraft could have ever been, right? Just... Okay. I need to point... Just building a good YouTube channel is already better than some Minecraft project. Obviously, it could be as difficult as making a game. I don't disagree on that, actually. If you make a Minecraft clone, in a way you can probably get away with a decent form of revenue as well. Especially if you did it on like mobile phones or something. But that's a stretch. You have to take the idea of Minecraft and do something interesting with it, and then take profit in some kind of way. So AdventureCraft failed on that, but AdventureCraft succeeded in what I wanted from life. And this is why AdventureCraft failed again and disappeared, because what I wanted from life and what Craig wanted from life is not capitalism, okay? We didn't want it to just... we didn't want it capitalism. We were fine not selling our skills, but that's not good, right? And this is where things get very annoying, right? Government should stop regulating jobs, okay? Government could regulate anything else but jobs, which also includes, copying and pasting a game if necessary, whatever. It's just when people don't like something, yeah, government can step in and just clean it up. But if it's fine, if it's just money making for a person, what's wrong? Like all kinds of jobs should be possible, but this is where the government kind of steps in and even stretches out these boundaries. It makes it so weird. It's not necessarily negative, but it's difficult to learn now what exactly life is. That's the whole part. It feeds more information than used to be. And so yeah, I'm gonna try and break it down this time. I'm gonna try and break down this entire new concept that I just found. Kids World versus Adult World. And consider this to be an intro. 30-minute intro, that sounds delightful. Okay. Also, we start with H, not G. I don't just immediately graduate, okay? Oh, come on. I'll just say IP. I don't care. You can say work in progress. Yeah, we IP. You can sell your work. So yeah, in this case, government was Notch. And Notch finally selling his game and taking all the credit. I think that was the biggest thief move there ever was, right? You don't just create Minecraft and just get away with it. You know, like it sounds weird, right? But it isn't weird for me. I know a person struggled to some degree, but like rewarding them so fucking damn much, I don't think so, man. It's like, oh, I found something. Microsoft, are you fucking little kid or something? You found a poop and you bought it for where do you get the money? And it's all almost like, what is even happening in reality at this point? But for me, it screams like people should have taken credit. Like, just like I said, Notch can hire a bunch of slaves right now. He has the power to do it. So all of a sudden creating fucking kids game, now you can enslave people? Is this correlation make sense? Shouldn't we praise Minecraft clones for trying to clone Minecraft? See where things getting? You know, Notch creating Minecraft is and selling for 2.5 bill is bothering me. Okay? Now I want Minecraft clones to succeed more than this fucking bullshit, because nobody got a hang of this money but this motherfucker, you know? It's almost like the culture behind it doesn't fucking matter. We have to figure shit out for ourselves. And then there's also, you know, Notch finally was able to smash the face of Microsoft. Just smash that face. And create his own industry of some kind. Create great reputation. Just spend his money to build his reputation. Whatever, man. But instead, we get a fucking garbage person. It's ridiculous, I think. Or was this just a notch of like, yeah, we just took a small little bite. Why did Skyrim got bought as well by Microsoft? What happened there? Now I'm still mad. Bethesda got entirely bought by Microsoft. Cool, right? Are we gonna get something out of it for being a part of this, you know, ecosystem? I'm a Skyrim player. I like Skyrim. I like Minecraft. Am I gonna get something from this shit? Or is it just gonna be a fucking fad of people being bought? Now they can buy slaves. Please buy me as a slave. Okay? Please. It's kind of a joke format, but I don't think so. At this point, I'm like, I'm a kind of a slave. I still want some freedoms because I can easily die, okay? I'm a fragile slave, yes. Buy me as a slave, please. Thank you very much. So at least I get the ball rolling, okay? 100K? Yeah, I'm a slave now. Give me 100K, I'm a slave. And I'll try and escape somehow. The slavery. Only death can set me free, okay? Yeah. So, I won't make sure that a person dies, but a person's interest in me being a slave dies, okay? That's the true death. Just the interest is the true death. Only death will separate us or whatever. Well, death in that sense is loss of interest, and it's like, don't Don't put that on a contract as marriage. Okay? Death will definitely separate you. Like, that's a little bit too obvious. We're not gonna play this game. It's, if you don't love someone, you can divorce. And that's more likely than death. Although, yeah, half of the marriages end up with divorce, or half of them end up with death. What a joke, right? But, both of them are pretty bad, I guess. Both of them pretty bad marriage. I don't know, man. So I'll explore this. An introduction is over. I want to see what I can get. Exploring the kids' world separately from the adult world. Especially when you can watch shows like Sam and Cat and just see a kid's world portrayed from an adult world perspective where adults can throw anything. While kids are playing, adults are just watching and can throw any kind of curveball. So that's an interesting as well. You know? Those Disney kids shows are kind of more interesting than you think. This is how I feel. Alright? Because the kids are doing their own thing, but then adults are throwing their own shit. And in a way, like, you know the script, you know, like, everything, but no, you don't know. You can't actually, like, conjure demons and turn into a completely different person. This is where people get exposed as well, and that's why Ariana Grande is on my list. She was exposed. I'm sorry, Disney princess. Oh, wait. Nickelodeon princess? Well, I'm sorry. Which one is which, by the way? So, Selena was the Disney princess and... Yeah. Ariana was the Nickelodeon princess. Congratulations. And then, above all else, Rebecca Black is YouTube princess. Thank you. Although she never had a fucking show. You better get your show together. No, I'm just saying. Cool, so we're gonna go back and mix and match whatever I just found. That's kind of interesting. So my point was, you know, the Smash Children world versus the adult world. And the adult world is where the money is. Sure, you can hook kids up and maybe even extract money from them. Cool, yeah. Kinder eggs, wow. If you're very lucky, if you're very fucking genius level bullshitter, you go back to kids level. That's the only fucking people that you can exploit anymore. And this is hard work, by the way. Yeah, sure. Making a kid's channel might not be hard work at all. But no, it's always gonna be hard work. Because the biggest part is something you don't fucking see, is the psychological part. Okay? How do you come in your life making a decision to make a channel for children? How do you make to that decision? No, it's just pure enslavement at this point. For me, nobody does that. Nobody fucking smart does that. Now, you can still, you know, it's almost like the reason why Goomer in Sam and Cat's show is dumb, but he has a perfect personality for trading or just capitalistic mindset. It's the same fucking principle. You feel you're so powerful when you know what you're catering to. You know, you cater to children, you know what your audience is. It's a little bit too obvious. But when you're catering to adults, that's a fucking big deal. Honestly. I think that's a big deal. I think that's like something that adults will appreciate, will give you feedback, all that shit, you know? Kids are not gonna do that. Kids are never gonna give you feedback. So it's like, first point already debunking his ideology. That, oh, with luck, and most shits is luck, and you need luck and all that shit. Well, no. Even that's bullshit, but, kids are not going to give you feedback. You think they will, and they won't. You actually have to interact with them directly, in a way, and this is why this surprise thing happens. As a success, you don't know what they want. So you can give them candy, and then give them a surprise, and that's the most, you know, as far as anyone could have ever gotten, basically. Creating this egg. So, yeah, you show Mr. Beast video, basically. And by, I call Mr. Beast video at this point, like, anyone who made it super far, drilled in real fucking far, and planted a fucking seed there. Yeah. It's a religion. It's a cult now. It's not necessarily successful to follow a cult, and it's not necessarily going to give you a lot of, well, credit. Just, there are hidden costs of what counts as success. So being successful, kids' channel is also quite low level of success. Okay? Is it really that prestigious to be kids' channel? And yeah, now you're gonna say, well, yeah, with enough luck. No, it's effort that counts. You have to do something. You have to make that decision. You have to split your fucking soul. And splitting your soul, well, it's not easy. Okay? You must no longer follow your passion. You must no longer do something you like. You must do something new. That's what counts as luck if you place your bet into that slot machine. Without it, there is nothing. No luck, no nothing. Nothing that we talked about here at that point makes any sense, because you still have to apply for something. And if you're applying for stupid shit, to win for stupid shit, that's also pretty fucking dumb. Why would you do that? Why would you... I said try and become an astronaut. Like, that's... What's the point? Where do you see success in life? Have you defined it yet? Are you so quick to fucking judge? I love people who think they're capable of throwing judgment. I'm not sure how long the Curie guy is gonna survive on my Discord. I guess it's his era right now. But I got rid of Vector this year. If we go back, I got rid of him in February, basically. Bye-bye, February. Big boy. Although he still, you know, used vector art, and he will be remembered as such. Alright. That's a pretty good heart. By the way, when I said my criticism on Unity, I said the heart looked horrible, and this just looks something that I want to replicate. Not necessarily like this. I think polygon art is garbage. I think vector art is nice. Okay, so when you see a bunch of polygons, yeah, it looks cool. It looks like it has some kind of interesting texture. You can do a lot better than this. Come on. Polygon art, it just screams garbage to me. Not because it looks bad. It's just in comparison, it's worse. to how you do things, basically, in general. And it's not like you need these, you know. That's the whole point. You don't need this when you do vector art. Just a lot of religions fucking took over, and I hope to sit down very, very soon and just finish my fucking project. Because now everyone is a crybaby all of a sudden. Please, do something for the children. Go next. First and foremost, I do things for myself. It's a very obvious decision. If I am happy, I'm gonna be doing good things in the future. And that's the disrespect is huge. All the way up to like year 25, maybe even. I don't know. I don't know when people get respect to other people. When they start fucking dying. They don't give respect until 35 years old. And I'm a little bit early on this one. You know, like that's crazy. But I can't afford giving respect anyways. I'm not gonna do it for free. It's the whole fucking idea, actually. You have to figure your life very, very quickly. The moment you have your awareness ready, fucking speed run your life. On Tinder, I get a little bit on the similar speedrun mode, and I bumped into the idea, like, I realized you need to know your level of spending, okay? You need to get that shit on lock. That skill of spending money, you gotta lock it down. Let's figure out why. This is adult level, right? Spending is a skill of valuing money properly. Alright. So you don't buy crap. Buy only the most necessary things. And the rest is buy freedom most often. Buy freedom of fucking happiness. But a happiness that's consistent, not that's invasive. Like, one day I'm happy because I bought something. No, you were supposed to be happy because you set it up. Set yourself for success. You know? You're starting to invest more and more into possible success. That's what happens, dude. Like, you invest yourself, and the luck fades away. Some people, yeah, they're lucky, then that's all they see. You know? When I jump on YouTube and I pretend to be YouTube CEO, I don't see luck making YouTube channels big. I see a lot of work being put in there. And people who put work, and people understand, you respect work first and foremost. Yes, people don't have full list of principles of what they have to respect, and so I'm kind of left overboard. But people understand to some degree, like, yeah, hard work and presentation comes a long way. I don't present things, so it's harder for me to be evaluated. I get on the back burner, basically. On the end of the list of watchable material, because everyone wants to present themselves and present some kind of part of reality, basically. That's cool. And probably a regular person will never run out of YouTube videos to watch until their brains melt. And they realize, oh, it actually sucked this whole time. But that's the fucking weird part about life. Even I can't figure out. How do you run out of things to do in life? How do you do that? Well, That's not a problem at all. You don't. You just don't. You just have to set yourself up for success first of all. That's important. So your life, improves a little faster than you would like to, almost. Just so you can stop and think, maybe there's some improvements that I can take. But yeah, people figure their lives very quickly and decide to do something in life forever. And that's what a setup means. It seems kind of sad, but it's not. Like, why there are stupid people and why they're rich. It's the same fucking principle. People just do stuff for money and they do whatever they want. And the stupid people actually come first in line, actually. Oh man. That's that pisses off all the smart people, but that's the first and ultimate test, honestly. Alright? Stupid people come first in line, and you have to, and in life, I guess I'll take life too, because smart people can afford it. This is why I naturally just don't give a fuck about being first in line. It's almost like you define yourself as stupid. What's the point of waiting in line? There is no point. You see the point. You're blinded by the light. I can't be blinded because, well, I choose not to be. I guess sometimes it's fun being blinded by the light. I guess sometimes it's a choice that people can make. But then be ready for the consequence, and the consequence is kind of fun. You're going to be judged for being stupid, for not being able to keep up with the rest of the society. Judging me is not going to end well. I don't think, man. It's just going to make me stronger. That's the whole point. But stupid people won't be able to take judgment quite as well. So, that's the sad part, but that's why they go first in line. They're fast, too. They quickly make the decision, I want the new iPhone, so I'm gonna wait in line. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? How can you afford waiting in line? Now, smart people don't wait in lines. They just pick up the iPhone that's available and they turn it into the best iPhone ever. Because the utility is what matters, not flashing I have something. I bought something, I spent all my money on this shit. That's fucking ridiculous. This is where things get outrageous. When stupid people do stupid things with their resources, like, that's fucking crazy. Stupid people should be heavily protected. If you want to wait in line, that's cool, but we're gonna protect you from buying expensive things. How about that? Like, why is it not happening right now? Why are people capable of doing whatever they want? Because business loves it. It's just capitalism embraced stupidity. Like, cool. It's gonna be over at some point. We're gonna talk about it. Personally, I'll personally talk about it. But now there's a bigger problem, right? I'm being left alone. I'm being in a, not just back burner, just fucking in the shadows, in deadlight. It feels horrible. It feels pretty lonely. Trying to communicate and trying to say something. People can understand business language to some degree, actually. You know, you're trying to make an offer, you're trying to make a deal, like they can understand that to some degree. But it's just sad you can't actually have a conversation with a person anymore. Or currently, I don't know, it probably was always like that. Who knows? Is that important though? Well, you can still squeeze conversations, so, like, after all, we still have the internet, right? So there's plenty of people that you can squeeze something out of them. But you have to be ready to understand that situation. Like, no one has the capacity for conversation. Everyone is kind of busy as well. Everyone is mesmerized with money and what it can do. It's not exactly ultimate power if you don't have the skill to control this. It's not necessarily... It's not like rich people are also naturally respected. There's something else going on, honestly. It's not respect that rich people get. It's some kind of pretentiousness. People allow them to live in a lie. But if we don't know how to respect people, eventually it turns into respect, and rich people get away with it, basically. Then the rest of the society has to figure out how to destroy that bullshit generator, I think. So even though I tried to say, I tried to claim that rich people not respected, but now it's just bullshit. So they are respected, but it's bullshit because you're not supposed to do that. Just like your dreams are supposed to be more sophisticated, right? Like, you need smartness to some degree to make a sophisticated life. Not just like whatever happens. Because a lot of things can happen, and it's now up to luck, and luck doesn't feel any way, okay? Luck, you will have no ability to feel luck. That's another thing. Feeling lucky? There's no such feeling. Feeling lucky, by the way, I think is a feeling of fear. And a feeling of fear is only gonna get you killed, basically. So there is no feeling of luck. Throw it away before it consumes you. And I guess before Halloween, like, it's the scariest thing I can spook you guys with. Ooh, luck, guys. Look at me, motherfuckers. It is pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. Lucky. And yeah, that's what you replace it with, automatically. If you can get lucky, you can get unlucky. So you just fear more or less than feeling lucky. Like, luck is only gonna hammer you down to the right position. So you replace it with the bad feelings in order to make rational decisions and stop buying lottery tickets or something. And again, yeah, rich people are being highly respected if we allow lottery tickets to even exist or something. We interact with them at all. That's no good. That's just no good at all. There shouldn't be expectations of luck. What even is that? Because you literally just throw your feelings into trash. You got nothing. That's how you become empty. Chase luck. how the fuck did this conversation turn into this luck factor? Just that small, tiny luck factor. Yeah, it's not how it works at all. When it's put in a specific format, this Veritasium guy can fucking claim whatever he wants, you know? Just put it in the right fucking context. I want to become an astronaut, and I have high amounts of skill. And then luck becomes the variable that changes it all. What the fuck does that mean? What would be the context where luck does not matter? I don't give a fuck about that context. Because I don't give a fuck about luck. Luck is like fucking science. It's almost like the same thing. It's like I'm observing something and I want to see something. Oh, well, you want to see something. You want to win a lottery by observing certain things, right? That's because you immediately, in order to observe something, you destroy the integrity of what you're looking at immediately. Just like atoms behave differently when observed, or like electrons behave differently, rather, being shot out. It's the same principle. You observe something, you're destroying the integrity of the thing. It's actually a different principle, because we don't know how it works, okay? Yeah, we don't know. But you start zooming into your fucking finger. Is it still a finger anymore? Or just a bunch of molecules and atoms? And like, if you think it's just a bunch of molecules and atoms, holy shit, science, you can come up with anything now. If that's all there is. Sure. I definitely fucking hate science. And I want to smash it with luck one more time. I just don't know what to pick up. Yeah, to me, the entire integrity of science also just stays in the same way. Like, you pick up a scientific instrument, you make observations and all that shit, but in the end you end up being lucky of how you manipulate people in order to inject them with information, right? But then I look into a fucking science channel, uploading a video, and then saying all these difficult scientific terms, trying to explain something simple or whatever. What the fuck? What happened? What happened to trying to explain things? You're just feeding me words that I can't understand. Specifically, yeah, I'm not gonna highlight the scientific channels at all. I don't want to. If you're trying to explain something in 3rd grade science, maybe I'll understand. But that's Veritasium style, where he tries to explain something that never happens. People don't want to become astronauts, actually. And his fucking... That's a very dumb move, man. You gotta pick up something that really, really happens in real life. You have to pick up great examples. Then I'm gonna say, yeah, that's a good definition of luck. Finding that shit, this is what I'm looking for every time. I'm looking for examples every time. What are good examples that I can learn from? Whatever you're gonna teach me, Mr. Example. But it has to be good. It has to be very, very common. Let's put it this way. Commonly played. Just like in Hearthstone, there's a common strategy to put shit on the board, and that strategy wins more or less, right? So that's the question. Where's that best example of something, some kind of strategy being executed? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for examples. I'm not looking into my fucking finger and observing my atoms, basically. I can't do that. No person can do that. And we just trust science to do that instead. And of course, government will do it for us, yes. Government's so fucking happy to do things for us. Every time we invent something new, government will take it and do it for us and figure things out. Shit. That's cool. They love responsibility. Because they can get all the credit for it. Not sure how, though. Their approval rating is getting kinda into the shithole. And technology is gonna kick their ass eventually. First the whole government starts splitting up. And everyone, becomes the government technically. And then it's like, where is the government? There is no government anymore. So it's a magical timing, I think. I think it's worth looking back. Because I figured this formula a long time ago. But now that we're approaching the 4, we're gonna approach also this 4 right here. So let's put it this way. Like in 20 years, what's gonna start happening? People gonna gain a lot of power. Even more so than after YouTube showed up. Okay, now you can make your channel. Congratulations. It's really difficult to keep up. It's like you're born in the right time. That's what it speaks to me. I'm born in the right time. How does that fucking work as well? I don't know. You kind of adapt to it and you don't question it. That you don't get to question that. You don't get to question your reality too much. That shit you don't get to question. You only get to question what happened in your life. Okay, so if you got fooled, you get to question that a lot. Okay, you get to question the same thing. I got fooled. I lost a lot of stuff. How big of a damage did I received? How big of a fucking foolery now I have to deal with cops and shit after being accused. That someone fell down and broke a leg. Wow. I'm so old and fucking helpless. Accuse me. What's the point? I'm not the one being fucking hostile here. But that's the shit that I have to deal with. I don't know. I just don't, because I can't pay for it now. I definitely can't pay for it. But it's not even good enough that way. If anyone asks for money and comes here and asks for money for no good reason at all, that's like, well, the system is flawed now. I don't know, how did I get here? That is like the worst country to live in, where people think it's a normal thing to just ask for money. It's just a normal thing. It's not normal at all. You lost. The game of life is game over, basically. I know Europe is kind of in a struggle zone. We're asking for money, like you can still create this business of donations. It's kind of like asking for money, but it's, again, this goes hand in hand with the destruction of capitalism. Don't feed into capitalism. Don't be fucking stupid. Please don't feed into capitalism. Don't ask for money. Ask for pay. Just so fucking simple. Do something or ask to do something for money. That's way better. And it should not be regulated, just like prostitution not supposed to be regulated. What the fuck? Don't regulate jobs. Don't take away jobs, government. Are you fucking kidding me? And with the minimum wage gap put in there, the jobs were annihilated. Not just regulated, annihilated. It's kind of cool to see. Kind of cool to be born in that situation. It's still possible to make a living, But the way now you have to make a living is rotate yourself, and that's not very good for job makers because they have to deal with rotating people constantly, new people coming in. How do you fucking deal with that? You're bankrupt. You're bankrupt. It's game over. Economy is going to shit at any point. I don't know how you deal with new people, but apparently, you can handle stupid people quite well. I wonder for how long that's still the case, especially with the age of the information, where stupid people might not want to be stupid anymore. Might figure out how to get out of this shithole of self-deprecation, or will learn how to kill deprecating people, one way or the other. I don't care what that word kill means. Just end their suffering. Alright? I don't want to know. Because that shit is like a fucking mission. That's a warrior right there trying to stop people from wasting their lives. That's a big deal. So yeah, don't feed into capitalism. I'm gonna double check again on what does it mean to be in the government era then. So we learn what the government is as humans, and we started replicating it in whatever way we want. We have our own banks, we have our own digital currency. Maybe we don't need it to be too physical, maybe we can just leave it at RuneScape level, where you see a character trade and it's your gold is there and it's just everything is fine. Alright? You can mark it down on a piece of paper or whatever. The higher level banks are gonna be identity detection banks or something, so you don't get robbed. But again, that's just a part of a system that we're not supposed to know, but you can make it work basically. You can make almost everything work. You just have to first imagine the construct of what you want to see. Just like, can we get next iteration of Skyrim? It should be already there somewhere. Someone should be working on it. We don't need super fancy graphics all the time. But we do need 3D graphics, and that 3D graphics is a hurdle for a lot of people, I think. When I just mentioned my engine again, why do you need to make VR Engine? It's 3D graphics. I need to make an engine for 3D graphics. There's no other way. And if I can make it efficient, then it's worth it. If I can make it fast, efficient, and reliable, it's worth it. Then I have my own workspace for 3D graphical whatever. And because everyone fell in love with Minecraft graphics, they understand what it means, what Minecraft means. Minecraft is a very easy to pull apart sort of graphics. It's not just in the ways of Lego, it's just in the ways of construction. You see how something is made. When you look at it, it's not a kid's thing in this case, I would say. Because at the same time, kids play games, right? That's what they do, but do they necessarily play games? Can they necessarily handle that pressure? Maybe in the future we don't play games. Maybe we switch things up a little bit. Maybe something fucking changes in our lives. I guess that can happen anytime. And we realize something as humans. We realize it's not good. It's not good. We have to do something else, and something else becomes way more fun. Like Pokemon Go pushed out a lot of people outside interacting And honestly, let's be fucking honest. Truly, it's something hard in our wish list. Okay, I think it was like the best Tinder. It was like the best motivator, but was the best generator of, outside bumping into each other. It was the best motivator for introverts to go out and look cool doing it or whatever. For putting, it allowed people to put effort, and it's gone. Where did fucking Pokemon Go to go? It really fucking go, didn't it? Pokemon's bye, Pokemon. Go fuck yourself. That's right. How are we gonna bring this back ever again? I don't understand. What happened? And I think we can still bring this back. I don't doubt this at all. If Tinder is capable of tracking people, capturing location, I can figure out, like, okay, so you make some kind of proximity game. If people meet each other, if phones meet each other, if accounts meet each other, wow, poof, you get something out of it. So all you're trying to do is meet as many people as possible. For example, and exchange something. I don't know. That's the first spark that I have. That's all I can give. That even on a low level of programming, it's kind of possible to make this. I don't know how to do it, by the way. It's like Pokemon Go had some fancy technology in there. Some fancy collaboration with Google or something. Pokemon Google. And then Microsoft is doing its own Minecraft version of this bullshit. But it's still not good enough, guys. That's not a motivating factor. And, the gaming industry, as much as it's trying to evolve, it's evolving outwards. It creates a bubble and just goes ham in every direction. But it's not getting that core figured out yet. The core principles of what makes the game fun is not figured out. So yeah, you can get your fancy graphics, you can get your levels, and a bunch of different crazy boss fights. You can create some kind of online features, whatever. But how do you figure out what makes the game fun and reliable? That takes a long time, and we went pretty far. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and say I'm fully disappointed. I have something to observe. I have something in my mouth. Basically, I'm chewing on something, but, not necessarily well fed, let's put it this way. I'm not necessarily feeling like I'm a part of society yet, so it's not the end product is what I'm chewing right now. In a sense, like, think about this as well. If this doesn't happen, our society is fucked. Think about it this way, because now, not only are we susceptible to the virus pushing us to make this extremely wrong decision of stupid lockdown, so now every government wants to create a virus. It's like, wow, a self-destruction button. Let's press it as many times as possible. And yeah, this is mostly how people feel when something bad happens and people just rush to a worse solution. And honestly, I'm gonna help government press their self-destruction button, because fuck it, I hate government too. Government hates itself, so I hate government too. And so for smart people, it's just, it's just a chaotic little game. People die, and now we have to just sit there and be like, oh, that's how you want to die instead. Okay. You want to die jobless. You want to die in panic and alone. That's interesting. That's an interesting choice. And you want to die with a mask on when your nose feels dry and painful. That's a pretty bad fucking feeling, by the way. The real thing that mask is gonna help you forget about is the smell of fear. Smell of someone's fear, Maybe we're gonna stop the hunting season and just forget about people smelling bad. One time? No? Still not gonna happen? Oh well. I wish that happened someday. I wish I smelled badly and I can still be a part of society and nobody fucking cares. Like, what's the big deal anyways? Just make me want to feel good and be good. All that stuff. Make me. But, yeah, whatever. So we have this government thing going on, right? Where the government starts to split its powers and give it away to people. Or rather, it's gonna start blending into society. So now everyone can be a government. Everyone can create their coins, create their banking system, create their influence system in a way. I'm kind of getting ready for that shit. A little bit too early maybe, but it's never too early, I would say. It's never too early to do bullshit things that you see in the future. You're just preparing for the way the world should work for you, and it's gonna try and work that way. Because I don't think life is that pathetic, where it doesn't give what you want. It tries to, and it gives up eventually, and gives you a shittier and shittier version of what you want, and then realizes you still want it, even though it's now a shittier version. You have to say quite a big no when something is given to you and it's really bad. You have to say no at some point. Because if you start accepting it, you will stop wishing for that thing to happen. It's just, the world of wishing for something is still, and getting it, is still a little tough. This game is a little tough, I would say. And that's another thing that we're not playing anymore. We're just stuck in our fucking social media bullshit. It's worthless. Again, I contact someone on Tinder and I'm like, what are your interests? Well, none of those interests are on your social media, which is Instagram right now is the main source of social media. Well, take pictures of what you're interested at, because you're gonna waste your life not doing that. Not promoting what you're truly proud of. Okay, in life. What you're excited about. What you want. I can't really create the same example, because for me Instagram is not exactly what I want to do in life. But for some reason, for some people it's just, if there is their self-presentation outlet of some kind, and they spend a lot of time, and then they spend a lot of time circling around it. They spend a lot of time on the internet in general. But those things have to have reflections, and I'm trying my best to reflect what I like. I have never gotten, besides Spawn the Creeper's Forge, you hit that 20K mark, or maybe I hit 100K people played my map or something. Something extraordinary. Like 100,000 people. It means nothing to me. Fucking nothing. Okay, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen a single YouTuber where it's like, oh, it means so much that people watched my video or something. No, if you don't create something with your fans now that you have them, if you're not doing something with your fans, what the fuck? Didn't quite make it, I think. We're here now. Do something. That's how you have to hear your fans. They have to be somewhere, and you have to do something for them all the time, and feel happy doing it. When I jumped into Antvenom's Discord, I felt like Antvenom started running away from having conversations with his fans. He still did it on a chat basis. He didn't jump into a call anymore because it was too fucking cancerous. But no, you just slam the hammer, you say what you want, and they will fucking deliver it to you. The nice people will. I will fucking deliver. Because I was the nice guy who was willing to listen to his fucking heart or whatever. The heart that fucking matters. The heart that fucking speaks, oh, I feel bad in this moment, please don't give this to me. It's like, now we're fucking talking. Now we're building a relationship here. Now I can be your true editor, which is like community manager. I could have been that shit for this little guy on YouTube, and became a fucking happy person in real world. But no, I had to dig deeper, because this guy was completely clueless of what community management is actually about. And I was completely clueless, actually. But, to Antvenom. Too bad, instead of managing his community, I will, YouTube CEO instead, Now, I wasn't necessarily too passionate, obviously, and potentially he wasn't too passionate either. He just happened to have a Discord channel and happened to be on that special little edge, I would say. Because it's still, making a channel is still pretty edgy, I would say, in the time when he did it. Let's say, I discovered him at end of 2018, but who knows how long this was brewing. But I came in, I kind of took over quickly as a person. I spent a lot of time, and just I figure out the vibe, what the Discord truly needs. I figure it out, and it quite doesn't need anything. Yes, potentially the worst thing you can do in Discord is actually reward people ranks for activity. That's pretty bad. That is a horrible reward. You can only, and should only reward people for making progress. So the first thing that has to happen, they have to be able to talk to your heart. They have to become that ultimate community manager of some kind. Someone, somewhere. And once you collect the managers, then you go to the next level of this community building. You have to ensure those managers don't abuse their powers, and they are electing some kind of a lower tier management. It depends on the size of the community as well. This is a building. Basically, I just explain how governments are built, in a way. And it could just happen on Discord. Discord might just be a platform for governments to be built. How about that? We don't know what government is. Government could be a simple little project put together somewhere back in the day. We don't know what it takes, you know, we don't have those ultimate resources. For example. And when I say for example, you know there's something bigger being talked about. We don't know what it takes to build X in general. So yeah, like, what does it take to build a show of some kind that people would be entertained by? What is it like to build something that would attract people? Those are interesting questions, I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of at least interesting. It's not sad because I'm still, you know, doing my Spawned project in a way. I still have it. I still want to do it to some degree. And it's still worth celebrating. Okay, so it's still worth putting the work in. I'm not gonna throw it out. I'm just saying. It's not easy. It's a lot easier to just sit down and fucking release the tension, right? Because there's pretty intense things happening, and I'm like, whoa, this is important to me. That's what's problematic at the same time. Like, whoa, people don't actually see what I see at all. They're not even trying. Well, that's pretty bad. And the most important part is just to make people insecure. Ridiculously insecure. You're talking to a person who's trying my best, basically. I'm trying my best to understand how everything works. And if you disagree with me, you're gonna be met with the simple, I made 3-hour videos for a long time argument. And make a rant video of your own. You want to argue with me? You think you're winning the argument? Just one thing you're gonna win right now from me is what I do in life. That's all you're gonna win from me. So, don't argue too much, because what you will win might not be easy at all, okay? Okay, I'll give you my crown, buddy. You get to make decisions now, but now you have to have the responsibility of making 3-hour videos. And this is what it means to build a government. These kind of decisions, right? You give someone the crown, what does that mean? You give someone the authority to do something, what does that mean? You make 3-hour videos. Now I'm your disciple. I want to see how it's done. Okay, you're better than me, apparently. Fuck yeah, I've never seen a person as compelling as myself, to myself, as interesting to myself. That's why I'm making these videos. I'm like, the same reason, is the same principle as making games. I can't find a game that I like, so I make my own version. That's the same principle, guys. But now I'm finding content simply because I'm kind of giving up on just hard work, and I think finding content is a lot more rewarding right now than just building content. And at the same time, it should be more rewarding. People should be rewarded for building YouTube channels right now, because it's very difficult to find the right type of content and squeeze the juice out of it, okay? Finding content and getting the juice is hard. getting that motivation to watch something. You know, even if it's fucking through illegal means. I don't give a fuck. You watch it, you consume it. The uTorrent is free for everyone. Figure it out. Just figure it out, guys. And leave countries that are actually hostile to uTorrent or something. So it's YouTube, motherfuckers. That's the real YouTube. This one right here. I'm not joking in a way. I'm not treating myself to be this ultimate pirate guy. I'm just saying, government is actually, again, attacking jobs. Well, if we can't get paid, what happened here? You know, we're not stealing jobs by pirating content, and it's already countless amount of times has been figured out. Okay, but it's a little bit worse than that. We don't get to negotiate the price of how to buy stuff. It's not physical material. These copies are kind of like, you know, copied whenever it's convenient. You come to the store and they have infinite copies of everything all of a sudden. A digital store. So they can mark up the price as much as they fucking want. As much as they want to squeeze us. Like the pirating solution is a no-brainer now. More than ever before. You think it's getting better? The problems are getting better? At some point we can't pirate games simply because they are free. And that's the greatest solution ever. You know, you want to fight pirates, you have to figure out how to do things for free. And that's it. But other than that, fighting content as it chooses is hard. YouTube should be full of help on that section. Okay. And this is why, as YouTube CEO, I have to just do the ultimate move of just like, who's the most influential, why, and I hear you too, you know, I'll extend my ear, I'm listening to you too. If you don't agree with me, wow, I'm actually very happy, because I don't want people to agree. I want an argument to be had, but just so you know, you have to give up an argument at some point. Don't fuck yourself over. You can't take over this channel. This channel is off limits. I insured it, okay? It's a very simple thing that I'm doing from my perspective, but from your perspective, sitting down for 3 hours on your own and finding the right points to make in the right way, okay? I want to see that happen, to be honest. I mean, anyone can say like, oh, I want to see you edit YouTube videos. I don't want to see that happen, by the way. I will not argue with you. I'm gonna say go fuck yourself, and I'll leave. I will never pursue that goal. But I can see people arguing with me at any point in my life. I see that being, you know, very relentless, like always is. You know, internet trolling is not a fucking easy job to repel. Those fucking internet trolls are going all in. They're digging for something, and they're digging for that resource of what makes the government truly appear. And you know, then you face reality. Reality is a very difficult thing to face as well. Because then you really realize, oh, in reality, resources are commonplace. Resources are just bleeding everywhere. Everyone is doing something in some kind of way. And they figure it out. They figured it out for themselves. and it's the most amazing thing. This is why, this physical government, not digital government, is still a fascinating technology that we have to, pray that it does the right things more than the wrong things, because it's still a human built, entity, and it changes its mind very quickly, and that change is usually for the worse. So the real question is like, how long is the government gonna survive, and not whether we can elect the right people or not. The part where government meets politics, everything is just garbage. And politics is trying to come out of politics by like, oh, I've decided something. When you have decided something, to do something, you're no longer in the politics range. Now you're in that position where your decision has to matter. Right? It's almost like, oh, I decided what kind of YouTube channel I want to make. Well, you're no longer in the politics range where I don't give a fuck about you if you're not making, some kind of effort to express yourself. I know. We can just talk bullshit politics. That's what it is. Politics is a range of people discussing what next YouTube channel to make. That's how you can look at it. Discussing, debates. Which person is going to be elected to make his new YouTube channel? Imagine, Imagine people fighting tooth to nail to just be that person who's going to be heard. Put on a loudspeaker as a president. Wow! Fighting so hard. Millions of dollars being wasted. Just for that one thing? That's bullshit, man. That is bullshit. I'm scared. I'm sitting here, nobody's watching me. I'm still scared of whatever I'm saying because I care. And I know the impact I will have in the future. I just know it. Because I have lived life, and I've seen the future of what life I've lived, and I know it, it will keep happening a similar way. Now, the worst thing that can happen, obviously, to me is just I make a viral video. That's the worst thing. I basically get elected as a president as well. Accidentally. Viral video. Crazy, right? Because if I make a viral video, usually it ends up being clean of everything. It's just me doing something. So I have to now repeat it in order to promote the rest of my channel somehow. Or if it bleeds properly into my channel, then fuck yeah, I'll take it. Or if it just has a significant value in it, I get my eyes opened of like, whoa. Because you don't necessarily get popular, you just send a message to the major society of some kind. It's a tough thing, man. It's just, every day you wake up, you gotta improve. It's a journey, man. And I saw many people fall on the same path that I'm going. And, I have to honor the fallen, but I can't necessarily respect them. I spit on them. Let's keep going. I have to keep my fucking smile up and pretend nothing is going on, That these people are in my heart and they're still fighting there. Okay? That's the level of respect I have to fucking make. Digital government age. So we have the information age, and the information age basically happens because we started burning books. That's what happened. We started burning books, we started burning movies. And in a way, we started burning games, too. Games is actually an old school way of entertainment, I would say. But the cartridge games. See, that's the special thing, because the cartridges are actually kind of tiny little books of code, but everything that's physical is being burnt right now with capitalism. Because capitalism is actually still accelerating, and essentially we're going to burn literally everything that's physical into a digital world, and then the digital government age will begin. That's kind of just natural progression. Don't ask too many questions is my advice, because it just feels right? You're burning everything that's physical, so we're only leaving what's digital. And everything is like incredibly clean in this situation. We even burning human interactions right now with this coronavirus crisis. We even started burning that, which is fascinating. It's like, wait, maybe you're going too far on the burning side. So of course we kind of always bump into history in wrong ways. Just, dumb shit happens. Because we need to test the extremes of like what we truly want, but we'll figure it out as long as we're willing to move forward in that sense. If we're not, we're just gonna give up the history keys of history to the people who are figuring out, like myself, and I will try and move forward. And then it gonna go to shit, because like, if I get too much power, because nobody, expects me to have a lot of power. That's where things get very fucking blurred out into oblivion. But who knows, right? Who knows? What if like the people that you love and care about, they're on front lines, keeping you hidden and safe from stress, because stress can just tear you apart. Okay, so what if my mom got insane because, just talking to her makes her go insane and she's fucking happy about it and not actually upset? Maybe she's calling police just because, she's happy. Maybe I'm going to court because they're so fucking happy to see me, Hey, dude, you're probably ready now for court session. How about that? We're all fucking happy. You just gotta take it that way. If that perspective works, if that self-lie works, just take it. It's pretty valuable, I would say. Oh yeah, am I burning any books? I guess I actually have books to burn in my home. That's a very interesting conundrum, I think. Burning some books. Maybe I have some shit to read. Actually, in a way, the best way to describe my videos, maybe I'm just reading a book. How about that? And if it actually turns into reading a book, maybe people will start respecting me for no reason. Basically, something clicks. I can't fucking predict anything. But yeah, I can just take a picture of a book cover and just slap it in and pretend that I'm reading it, but instead I would be dissecting it, just deconstructing the book and what it's trying to tell me, basically. Most of them that I have around me are obviously Lithuanian books, so they would be translated as well. But it's books nonetheless, is things that my mom kept alive as physical material. That's respectable. I don't know. It's art. It's not something a normal person can throw at me in a digital space. Hey, eat this book. They have to really find those YouTube channels that fucking have books dissected. I think that's quite a fucking fascinating trick, to be honest. I'll give it a fucking star. It's a long time we given something a star. The last time we gave it a star was pay me for improving myself. How ironic, isn't it? Not for selling a product, so I literally just deprived myself of stars and I'm very not sorry, honestly, because you don't deserve it anyways. Alright, so that's that. You know, anyone can jump into Twitch and start, making a living. Just do what I do just on Twitch or something. And all of a sudden you'll start gathering people around you. I wonder if that works. I'm gonna try every tea, boys. I'm not gonna lie. I will try every tea on the internet. Fucking even Twitter at this point. Why not? The greatest points, the ones that get stars, might get themselves highlighted on Twitter as well. I will try every fucking tea, because that tea matters. Because I'm finding too many teas here. Think about it. We have TikTok, Twitter, Tinder, and I just said Twitch. What the fuck are these teas all over, man? It's literally T-series. This can't be even fucking called a different way anymore. It's literally T-series of some kind. Okay, let's figure out what this tea is about, man. YouTube is not a tea. It's just your tea, I guess. Discord's not a tea. Instagram not a tea. Doesn't work like a tea. But somehow these do work like teas. Like random places, basically, like hangout spots for random people. That's T-series, I guess. Cool. I heart T-series, motherfuckers. Come on, it's so fucking beautiful. And Cocomel, get the fuck out of here. I want the juiciest battle between PewDiePie and a fruit. That's what I want, man. Come on, man. I want to see it, man. I want to see PewDiePie just kill a melon. But Cocomelon is a little bit tougher to kill, okay? Almost like has like a 2-layer thing going on in there. I don't know. I don't know what to expect in this battle. But while the battle is going on, I'll just secretly love T-series. Whatever that fucking means. Because now it means something very fucking stupid. How does this happen anyways? So at this point it's just, well, stop asking questions. It's actually series, and sometimes it has a W in there. What? Why is it so fucking easy, man? Motherfuckers. Tim Cook. At least Apple is not T. And Android is not T. Damn. Android. Just all these things sound so fucking stupid. Alright, I think we're hitting the second hour and gotta bail and finish this video tomorrow. I gotta go bail, watch some porn, basically. That's it. I had enough. I had enough of neglect. I literally just, while I was clearing a bunch of people, I don't have time for porn. This thing gets neglected. It's so sad. Yeah. And it's a thing, absolutely. Human interaction is definitely a thing, and it just mesmerizes me. Like, wait, a man and a woman came together? How does that work? Who does that? I don't do that. Yeah, I'm a virgin. I don't know what sex means at all. So to me, it's kind of a comedy genre that watching porn is just kind of interesting. They get together and they role play for views. It's just another side of YouTube, honestly. I don't see a fucking difference. I just don't spend enough time there to call it YouTube either. So we're just pretending, I guess. I don't know, man. Because every time I hop in on YouTube, I'm not feeling entertained necessarily. I think there's something missing there, and this is why next year I'm not gonna spend as much time on YouTube. It's just I naturally, plan things out so I don't get bored. At least, like, that's the worst thing that can happen to a human being. And you don't care about that? My fans come in here and just say, hey, I was very entertained. You should fucking feel ashamed for not making Spawn. Well, how about Spawn? No, dude. The best part is, like, I'm not bored. And that's thumbs up. Thumbs up to that. The most important part is I am not bored moment. Oh, you want to be respected too? How about try and do what I did? Or just share your interest and we'll see what we can do. How we can improve your interest. Like, it's so simple. You know what I'm interested in. I'm spitting it all over your face. And then you have audacity to fucking question something like that. So, yeah, man. The Curie boy. The little curious guy. The little Pikachu guy who can't read books. I'm sorry. You don't have to anymore. And that's next level, actually. You can call this a book of memes. A book of memes is something now you have to learn how to read. You have to pick up. Okay. Homework, okay? So, notebook or something. This is your homework, motherfuckers. Read PewDiePie's book. It's a very simple fucking homework you have to do. Even I have to do this homework, okay? I have to reread PewDiePie's book. It's pretty good. It potentially has hidden meanings. Because these are statements. These are like statements like I'm making. But out of context. But the context is kind of given through pictures. Or like through the idea of like PewDiePie did it, okay? PewDiePie added this quote in there. And it's just, it's almost like an inspirational book or whatever. This book loves you. And it just, I think he created a piece of art that hardly will die. Because making a book is that one way to create a playlist, okay? Yeah, dude. Nice playlist. Yeah, nice. But this is where the playlist thing actually falls apart as well. Because a book is a little bit shorter and to the point. I think it's quite fascinating to sometimes to just have pictures of things and not much else. Just like almost like a comic book. Almost like memes are readable better than we think. And we can create a book of memes and all of a sudden it has its own story and everything. And people can put it all together again. It's almost like mental Legos. That part is that's a hard one to chew on. I don't know how to do this. I'll just say, please, I am not arguing with you. But E is the book I might write while doing T-Series. This is actually not true. I don't know why I said it, but it said E, so I had to make a meme about it. And the book of memes, man. How the fuck do you do it? Obviously, I would rather do it in a video format because we're burning everything that's physical. Why PewDiePie? Why you made it well, obviously his book is very easy to burn, so it's not a big deal. But I'm just saying, you can do it even better if you actually do a video format of this and you don't ask for money as well. Like, what the fucking point are you trying to make here? You can ask for money to, like, hook people up with some games or something. I don't know. I don't know what a good way to ask for money is anymore. I just don't know. You gotta sell a shitty product. That's how YouTubers do it all the time. T-series, T-shirt series. I guess that's where you gave up on your T-series, motherfucker. Just selling merch. But you gotta find that fucking spicy product that you can make. Almost like a reveal key or something. Or just a game. I don't know. It's almost like a good thing to sell, actually. Like a book like this. Or just money is a scam, actually, in the end. I think that's the best takeaway, I think. Every time I'm trying to, like, oh, what is the best marketing technology you can, well, just say marketing. I mean, money is a scam. What is not a scam is microtransactions, is having some kind of currencies floating around and you want to grab currencies because, like, you're too slow or you're too fast, so you're gonna, help people. Best marketing is digital currencies. Okay, whatever they are. They don't even have to be necessarily Bitcoin-ish. Okay, I think Bitcoin is stupid still. I still don't know what it is. I don't know, why do we have to encrypt something? Why can't just we have a server? Is it so dangerous? When was the last time we got hacked? And when was the last time Bitcoin was super duper fast to people with the transaction shit? Well, I'm sending you some Bitcoin. It's gonna arrive in one day. It's very likely that it's gonna no, it's Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin approach is a little bit, a programmer's approach of, like, I'm insecure about everything approach. I want this to work perfectly approach, but you end up with the edges. You end up with the cube that has edges, and it looks horrible if it's not a part of a landscape. But if it's now a part of a landscape, it's just the floor. Like, it doesn't have to have edges. The edges are far away from me. But how nice would Minecraft look if it didn't have edges, for example? You wouldn't know that quite that easily, okay? But I think I know. I think I played a version of Minecraft that didn't quite have edges. This is kind of fucking interesting, actually. It looks so cute. I almost, like, want to reboot that game, but even though I bought it, I can't open Steam anymore. I just don't give a fuck about Steam. Steam can go to hell. Because it asks for you to have a phone number or something. Like, what? 2-key authentication, and that's all that's as far as it's gonna go. What is this stupid phone number thing happening? Just let me download an app and just, yeah, fine. You can identify me in 2 different locations, and that's a good deal, You can turn my tablet into a key or something. You can turn my Android device into a keychain. Fine. But whatever Steam just did just now, I'm not talking with tech support. You can suck my dick now. You can suck my T-series. Steam series or whatever. It's ridiculous. I can't play my Skyrim anymore. I'm gonna have to pirate it. because I own it anyways. And none's the wiser. Second hour complete. So that's that. I think the conversation is over, right? Yeah, the digital currencies. There's a plentiful of digital currencies as well, and they have to work in warp speed. And it's like how the fucking Minecraft server works. How does that fucking work? It doesn't get completely demolished. Just figure out. A programmer is gonna give you a solution that works very, very well and is very slow. And maybe we'll find a decentralization solution of some kind and implement it properly. But now if people just keep talking about Bitcoin and there is no ultimate cryptocurrency going on that beats Bitcoin and it creates a fuss around it again, because like now Bitcoin is kind of old and boring. What's going on here? I want something better than that. But yeah, once digital currencies in, I'm in too. One big deal though, just like I said, right? I will be very fast mining the currency. Many people will buy it because they're slow. And that's the principle of mining currency. Smart people have to be fast, and stupid people have to be slow. That's the definition of a really powerful digital currency. Bitcoin asks your computer to be smart. It's almost like, I hear science, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a currency for science, basically. Bitcoin is a currency for computers to observe something, to work all together and unlock things. And that's fucking stupid. Use it for better use. It has burnt computers so badly as it has taken over the GPU market and all that shit. And we're not using GPUs properly anymore. Those GPUs are better be sold now. Turned into computers, turned into actual, computer bases now. Whoever bought so many GPUs, man, now you have to buy the rest to build computers. Thank you very much. Or they can, repurpose their miners into something else. But now it's just such a sad idea to look back to. It's like, oh, Bitcoin is still the same fucking garbage, just like Minecraft is still the same garbage. Okay. I don't give a fuck though. Yeah, mining Bitcoin is so retarded. This is what makes a digital currency important. This is where money comes from. Reward smart people, because they will always make smart decisions, okay? And rewarding them actually puts them against themselves as well. They now battle themselves. Because that's a smart thing to do. You just first battle yourself. I'm just waiting to be rewarded. I set up my life to be exactly the way that it should be. I set myself to be rewarded. Anyone who wants can be my influencer now. But if they can be, congratulations, you lose. I'm still a YouTube CEO, and I'm kicking your ass out of here whenever I want to. Whenever you offend me, you're gonna feel YouTube to be under bigger dictatorship than ever before. Because YouTube might not even be a thing anyways in the future. So someone is gonna lend it to me anyways. I'll wait. But, yeah, whatever. And also give me a better fucking computer. GPU assholes. Bitcoin assholes. Think you're smart? Nobody's smart in that sense. Nobody. And just making a decision to do something, that's not smart. that is just action taken, and you monetize that action. You liquefy it. You have something. And this is where stupid people become rich all the time. They go for it, you know? They just go for it. Sometimes they don't get lucky, though. Skill. You need luck to execute skill. That's not skill if you need luck. You don't need luck to execute skill. It depends what you want, though, from life. If you want too much, then yeah. For certain things, you will need a lot of luck to happen. If you want wealth, ultimately want wealth, that's an expensive thing to ask for. The most expensive thing, actually, you know. $10 is worth $10, but $10 of pens are not worth $10 anymore. Actually, they might be worth quite less. It depends on the person who wields it now. See, that's that's the word. The pen is mightier than the sword. And the sword. About money. The money is mightier than the sword. Because if you exchange money for the sword, you can't re-exchange it. You actually bought an overpriced sword in the first place, potentially. Some people can try and, resell the sword. Some people are good at it. But I'm just saying, a general idea is that money is more valuable than most goods that money can buy, right? Just having money is actually a lot more valuable. But in a way, it's not at the same time. You can actually get to that higher end of things where tools are more valuable. The things that you will use, not try and resell, that you know are useful to you, that's more valuable than money. And this is where smart people can actually make that bridge happen, okay? Smart people can ensure that money turns to tools. That's what you must ask smart people to do. Holy shit, right? Realizing this. I'll give it a star. I don't give a fuck. I have a tool. I have to use it just to make it relevant. Just to make it a tweet. Tweet, motherfuckers. I'm here. And I'm brewing my tweets. Let's see how you guys handle that shit. Because I can't wait to start complaining. And see how people react. Like, I don't know. I like that, actually. And maybe there's some better alternatives to Twitter or something. But I hear a T and I gotta enter that T and exploit it as a tool. There you go. These things are supposed to be my tools, my outlets of different kind that I've never used. I never intended to use them as such. I'm not exactly sure what Tinder is supposed to be about. Is this my mood check? Mood check? Not necessarily. I think this is where I have to unleash my ultimate programming test, right? So I throw girls into a test realm. You sit down, bitch. You do my test. You answer my questions. Okay. I set up questions. I set up them so they influence me, basically. They sit there on that fucking chair and they influence me, basically. They tell the story of their lives. And if they feel insecure and they raise their hand and they say, "Hey teacher, what is your name? What are you doing for a living? Why are you asking me so many questions?" Okay, I'll give them a fucking bone. But they might hurt my heart, by asking too many questions. What the fuck? Only I get to ask questions. Because that's my tea, boys. And then you got Twitch. Just to get to know me, I guess. Of how I do shit. How I do these rant videos that will actually in the end produce a song? I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna happen, by the way. T-series and song series. The song. Okay, I can't. A series is a series, man. We'll see. And hopefully I'll break through eventually. Anyways, I do have to make a break. I do have to do things. And clear more people, just to make sure that I know exactly who's the imposter, basically. I mean, obviously, that's what we're playing this time. I have to be more in tune with stupid people influencing me. Yeah, right. Alright, see you guys very soon. Alright, so we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I have 2 locks to break. Still playing Hearthstone in the background. With kind of Evolved Shaman. I mean, I have all the evolved cards, but it just needs more stuff. Can't just be purely evolved. Although, I mean, I never really tried pure Evolved Shaman, so to be honest. And I never tried the Ferocious Reader in that list. Seems like a evolving card. Just way too strong not to be played in any deck that I build, basically. It's kind of fascinating. I can almost play this as a one drop. Replay it. Makes no sense to me. But I can. I guess I'll just do this. The quest is now easier to complete than ever before. Very reliably completes. And you don't have to mulligan. Which kind of reduces the amount of strategy you have. We'll see. I'll just give one game. It's not gonna be too bad. It's hard to tell what to do right now. Also, wait, what the fuck? Am I still not? Don't know how to record a video. Alright. Oh man, this looks a little bit clutchy. Especially when I don't have the right stuff to play at all. I just do this. It's kinda too simple. I gotta do it like that. Well, if you draw only Ferocious Readers, of course you lose. I still haven't completely got destroyed. Lackeys kinda suck right now. But you can see this is bullshit. It's not a good draw at all. I still haven't like really practiced against aggro decks like that. I don't have Borklers at all. I literally don't give a fuck. Technically this is a tempo deck too. So I literally don't care. Oh, looks like we have a winner. A wiener. Looks like something is gonna stop him from winning the game just easily. Not sure what he's talking about. I have lethal he's talking about. Oh no. in the stupidest way I've ever heard. Yeah, 2 Ferocious Readers, you kind of lose if you are not capable of outplaying your opponent. I'm not sure. I still don't know how to fucking manipulate the speed of the deck when I play. Still a little bit stupid on that. And the worst part, the cards just kind of suck potentially. So we have to just figure it out a little better. And I didn't draw Farseer or a Borkler when I truly needed. But I did draw this bad boy. I honestly hate Paladin the most. Still. Auto-concede, honestly. Alright, this Paladin looks like he's struggling. Huh. What the fuck is that again? I wish I had a lackey now. Whoops. Oh no, my dig hurts. Too bad this was actually a bad card for him to get. I mean, I will do this. What else? I always trade here, so. Bye-bye. Not the worst thing ever. And I lose. It was a good run, but I kind of lost, so. You know, I can't kill this anymore. That's game over right there. I don't know. Just Paladin auto-concede. I would have had plenty of fucking chances to fucking win. But I didn't. Because there were none against Paladin. They fucking outrun you every time. And even the card where you auto-silence things don't work. The evolving missiles. Nothing fucking works against Paladin. Not a single thing. Well, maybe Torrent, maybe Plague of Murlocs works sometimes. I can't respect Plague of Murlocs, to be honest. It's kind of like a minimum evolution card. I just don't know how to fucking put it in. I guess Torguy can go fuck himself. I always want to like have Lightning Breath or something. It's just hard to tell at this point. So hard. Obviously Tidal Wave somehow. I think the best thing is like Eye of the Storm. What was it? It was very close to 10 mana. It's really annoying. Because Eye of the Storm requires exactly for you to have maybe 2 Lightning Blooms sometimes. So because I have Ferocious Reader, I think I can afford something like that. Something as ridiculous as that. I'll sacrifice 1 Maniac. Instead of Plague of Murlocs. I'll attempt to do more combos. Maybe it works. Maybe if I clear the board, I don't get busted. Also, mana manipulation when playing a quest is actually quite a big deal. Probably have to ensure that Farseer is more of a tempo card than a heal card, but it's I don't know. I don't know what that means. So yeah, for example, I burnt out my hand. I have some tempo. My entire turn is blocked, but that's just the way it works. And I'm fine. Because I have this turn now. That is like the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Plague of Murlocs played right now. It actually helps me. Never seen anything quite stupid as that. Chances are I just won the game. And actually, like, it's crazy how much impact going face can do in general. Okay, that's not a win anymore. Just cleared everything. Yikes. That's it, huh? Don't quite know what to do with that. So I just max tempo, I guess. Doesn't even fucking work here. Oh yeah, it does. Here we go. So this is a Borkler Shaman that I'm facing pretty much. No doubt. This is gonna be a fucking another Borkler basically. It's the stupidest thing ever invented. If decks like these work as well, you know fucking Hearthstone is insane, but it's just insane. Right now it's actually not as broken as you would think. It's just a little bit nuts. This even looks like a fucking Highlander deck or something. Oh my, yeah, it has to be, right? So much, oh my god, the worst lackey things, dude. So the idea to... Oh, okay, what the hell? Kill the Shaman, I just keep this card for as long as I can. Smash his board. He would clear it anyways. He doesn't even have Highlander deck here. It's not even prepared properly. I don't know what you would do against Desert here even. But I can't play this, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright, big boy. He potentially used 2 Earthquakes, 2 Lightning Storms, and 1 Haggadah Scheme. So, right now, looking pretty good for me, actually, to play this card. Oh, I want my Galakrond. It's literally gonna do nothing against me. So, I will have to, however, remove this big boy out of the way. So, get out of here. And here we go. This was the plan all along. Whenever he has a board, no he doesn't. Yeah, I'll make this like the last game for sure. Okay, he's not copying Borklers at least. That's fine with me. Alright, so he has full Galakrond already. Probably already drawn as well. But it really doesn't concern me. It looks like a win for me, just... It's annoying that these games last forever now. Eternity. Thanks, dude. Really figured it out for me. Ah, yeah, the tidal wave thing, too. But he literally has nothing else to play, so it's actually quite pathetic. I have something to play. Please don't be fucking garbage. I had enough disappointment today. It's useful. Alright, this is where I start my game. Big boy. I wonder if he actually has weapon removal. Doesn't really matter. We know we're going to fatigue. We're going all the way, boys. That is just the worst weapon removal I ever seen. What have you done to me? Ah, that sucks. I think I have to, like... This is so difficult, man. This is like the worst. Obviously he's... Yeah, now I just have to do this. I have no choice. So fucking painful. I still need the better hero power and whatever. Guess I can attack. Should be fine. There we go. It sucked in something anyways. The worst part is I have no way to deal with his Galakrond anymore, so... That's where I lose, actually. He just needs to board clear, basically. But he actually smashes my Galakrond with his. Just like I intended, actually. So not a big deal, after all. Can't believe he's so trigger happy to just attack me right now. You're fucking kidding me. I'm definitely happy just tempoing out. I literally have nothing. But he has less cards in the deck. So that's kind of interesting now. I have no idea who's winning. Ah, he's winning because he has legendary, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Something weird just happened. And he's obviously gonna discover the Eye of the Storm accidentally, actually. Because this legendary is not OP at all, you know? It's not overpowered at all. It's almost over, man. Come on, man. We can do this. We can draw the deck. We can do this, man. I'm not gonna play cards until I know what we're playing with. It's pretty obvious. Still skipping turns. This is interesting to me. This is a little bit on the nose, I think. And again, I still have the same stuff as I normally did. This is bullshit! What the fucking cancer? Oh, he has to discover his cards before I get to concede, right? Is that how it works? Holy fuck, man. Every Borkler ever goes to fatigue. Is this how people play game like this? Are you kidding me right now? Just like, give me a break. Now I just have to play an actual aggro deck. Because this is... The control decks are now outrageous. Alright, yeah, so... These are pretty difficult questions. I even say it's the next video question, so I can kind of make an ending happen here. In general, this Kids World versus Adult World is a little bit too complicated to just fully grasp. It's like, yeah, you can make an argument. Hey, where's the draw? Fucking... That's supposed to be always on the fucking front page. What the hell? So yeah, we do the same thing. We do the pleasure, we do the spikes of adulthood and kids friendly, and then actually life friendly. This is where you kind of do the growing, I think, in both directions. And if you fall, you fall down, you just lose life. You don't want to lose a life. It's actually quite disgusting, man. Like, holy shit. The things you have to do to vibrate. It almost happens naturally as well, so it's not too bad. But defining success is no longer easy. Okay? Success is simply living life, okay? Yeah, in my honest opinion. And whatever happens, like, you kind of have to accept it. To some degree. I still accept it, but I still rant about it because I'm angry, right? So that's a pretty obvious point. Even if I accept things, it can still make me angry, so... I allow myself to make rant videos, and in fact they keep my sanity on check. What does that mean? I kind of enter Adult World a little bit more, because I get to observe that, and when I play Hearthstone, it really fucking pulls me here. And if I play Hearthstone and try and make a video about it, it actually tears me apart. I don't think it's a good idea to play Hearthstone and make videos. It's just kind of weird. Unless something really, really cool happens, or there's like a general understanding formed out finally. It's kind of dumb. Like what I just played, the last game, it's so dumb. Like it lasts forever. I never had like a chance to truly unleash my potential. But one thing is for sure, the two mana 2/2 that gives me 1-drop spells, gotta go out of here. It's such a... Hearthstone is a constant exploration to find good cards and avoid bad ones. Because like if a bad card happens to be in your deck, it's gonna ruin your game. It's actually, that's what's gonna lose you the game. It's not understanding which are good cards and which are bad ones. I also saw Polkelt, the guy who reshuffles your deck, to be incredibly powerful, because all of a sudden you flip your deck like a fucking pancake. Or what the fuck? It's amazing. It's honestly the craziest card I ever seen. So it's a legendary and you have to have it. That's the problem. But I can't wait for the nerf now. I am gonna get a lot of dust and gonna get a Polkelt, and that's my first legendary crafted in a long time now. I thought I said like I'm gonna craft epics or something. So yeah, if you look into Hearthstone ecosystem, what is success? Success is, for me, is being able to play the game. I mean, that's so fucking simple. Success in Hearthstone is about not burning out. And it's pretty much success in everything. Just do whatever you like, don't burn out. Because if you're drilling deeper and deeper and you're like truly passionate, and the moment you feel you're burning out, you kind of press a pause button, you freeze that thing, just like with Spawn the Creator's Forge. I kind of freeze it in time it's there. It helps people like like a flagpole. It can gather people around, and I only have one flagpole to understand the concept of a flagpole, and many more concepts. Honestly, I really care about this stuff, but it's frozen. I can't sometimes just force myself to work. I don't find it necessary at all, and I don't find it like, a guy hops in and is so impacted by my work that it's like, and with Minecraft or with just games in general, and says that kids market is actually something you have to take advantage of as well. But kids market, I'm sorry guys, it's not available for normal people. It's only available for pretty much adults who just fall down just as hard as they fell up. Okay? Adults that really, really want to relax and just want to entertain kids, almost like want to turn into a clown. Okay, so if you fall down here, you're kind of a clown. And here, the kids section can also reach adult section, and this is where, like, I want to say stop sign, because they become influencers, but let's just call them tubers, okay? Fucking tubers. Streamers, tubers, whatever. They just somehow shoot up in there and believe that it's a good deal. It's a new thing, it's a good deal. No big deal. I don't know what... I mean, I treat them similarly now. Clowns and YouTubers, right? Young YouTubers, young influencers. But think about it this way, right? This is not exactly a clown. This is just a corporation, let's put it this way. Some kind of corporation that is capable of fishing, kids out. And it's almost like they have their own partnership together. And they have very little to do with life itself. And when people point out that you can be doing this, I don't think so, actually. Because it's incredible success for a very interesting reason, I would say. People almost like making a crazy sacrifice. I think, the sacrifices are all over the place. You can make a sacrifice. What's the point? You're just gonna be destroying society. I'm realizing now, like, wow, it's just good to spend time with people. It's just good to equalize the playfield, okay? So if people around me are working too hard and earn too much money and spend too much money, well, I want to spend time with them, actually, and say otherwise. This is not necessary to treat this as a successful life, or whatever. It's kind of painful. And, even worse if, like, you become an influencer and you become a freak, basically. Whatever turns you an but you're not living a normal life anymore. And you don't even have a chance to live a normal life ever again. I'm not necessarily... See, I kind of belong to both categories to some degree. Because I always want to. I kind of worked as a corporation, like, Notch is a corporation, Mojang, Minecraft, and now Microsoft. That's the corporation stuff, that's what they do. And they eat each other up, apparently. And I kind of belong in this position just by pushing that flag. Spawn the Creator's Forge, if standing alone, if it's its own game, all of a sudden I'm building some kind of corporation where people can contribute quite a lot, quite easily. But that's where, things get very ugly, because now we're dealing with more and more kids. My Discord gets flooded with bullshit, with spam. That's not something I want. Becoming a YouTuber also gives a similar kind of attention, but you actually work as a corporate entity if you try to appeal to kids, which is kind of interesting. Like, what is that? It should be working the other way around. It's the kids that are trying to pretend to be adults when they earn a lot of money, or the vlog guys, the people that do vlogs all the time, or like would, it's because there are special YouTubers, that have been hanging around forever. They're not young anymore. They kind of grew into that thing quite nicely, I think, and they never had anything else going on in their life. But when you just rely on this being your life, you earn your life this way by becoming a YouTuber. That's kind of weird, and very pretentious, very annoying. That's just a question as well. Like, most YouTubers are actually seen as corporations. It's people who rip off. So it's kind of hard for me to just put kids here in this section. It's more like people who pretend to be adults, overly mature, or just hungry people. But even making it on YouTube is actually quite a challenge for a kid. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And if it's solely what's going on, like, there's one more thing that's going on in this case. The adults have to help quite a bit in order to create children like that. This can't fucking work out. Just like corporations, actually, do they have to employ children? They don't. So it's, I think it's just, wow, it's actually quite twisted then. And that's fucking crazy. In a way, then, you probably want to switch these two together, actually. And here's how. So corporations are actually the ones who successfully fish out kids, and kids who become YouTubers successfully fish out success over here. But you can see the great sacrifice that happens in this situation. If you're fishing for something, you're already desperate. You're already created a horrible life for yourself. And this is a very interesting, it's going to be a very nice map for me to observe. Kind of the maturity scale. Because you're not supposed to be overly mature and constantly aim to, better yourself in every way or whatever. That's kind of weird. You should relax and be better at the things you do well, the things that you're just simply doing, not to be anxious to do more things and do them better every time. The best thing to do is wake up every day and, understand that perhaps there's something you're losing, because time always erases things from the past. So you have to bring things from the... You have to be mindful, not just better. Not just mature, not just earn more money or whatever. It's just crazy. So, that one thing is for sure. There is special balance within concept of maturity. And I understand some adults kind of act childish to considering their level or whatever, but you just take what truly life is, you try and capture that, you try and build what actually matters, So asking what would Spawn the Creeper's Forge would look like, I still need to invade the adult life and create something successful here as well, not just here, where I attract a bunch of kids. I start fishing for kids. Like that's lame because I have never really received any kind of reward. It's just blank. People can say that they liked my work, but it just doesn't mean anything. Especially if they don't hang around, that means they're just broken kids. What I've been fishing out are just kind of low tier kids even. But if I was helpful, that's nice. So the real question here is like, what is going to be the adult world success, and how does that even look like? I don't know. So far I declared quite high self-esteem, being YouTube CEO, but surely anyone can do statistics, anyone can do this, right? And no, because we don't know. We don't know. We don't have a society. When internet just is filled with drama, and people actually leave YouTube because of drama and not necessarily because they got banned, for example. But even that is like they some of them fuel too much drama and then they get banned, and it makes it obvious in this case. So you just kind of have to avoid those things, because that's what hurts people's self-esteem. I think authorities understand that a little bit more, the feeling side, because the feeling side matters a lot more. Is like, if a person is not going to use YouTube anymore, that's pretty bad. We have to try and ensure that this is a healthy platform. But it's, sure. It's too early to say what YouTube is supposed to be about. Hopefully it's too early. Or it's too late. I just have to go to sleep and wait until a new platform shows up and we can start all over again. And I can input even more effort. Because, that's what matters. Effort matters, but it's just... Yeah, if you're not lucky, of course, effort is going to be wasted. But if you have skill, you're going to wait, simply. That's why skill is better than luck, because luck is actually a negative thing. It's not a positive thing. If you get lucky in life, it's not actually that good. Because you will easily take it for granted, okay? I think this concept is such a big deal. Because if you don't take things for granted, you actually evolve your awareness of how valuable things truly are. And just, you're a more humble person. Whenever you have an opportunity to earn something or do something great, that's a much better opportunity all of a sudden. So I think my life is fine. Especially I exactly feel the same way as in Sam and Cat. There is a person, a homeless person, who always says, my life is going great. Now I kind of feel like that person. Because who wouldn't say that when they have an opportunity to be on the show, right? Even as a homeless person, whatever. It looks like a meme guy, but I think that's a humble way to exist as well. Just something I can appreciate, even though it looks funny for a child. This is why you gotta stay away from this shit. You gotta stay away from money that makes you feel lucky, makes you feel successful, makes you feel all these weird things of power, This makes you feel power, and this makes you feel just maybe safe. It's like, whatever happens, I don't give a fuck. Because with power, you actually lose safety. The feeling of safety. You think you can outpower people and scare them off. But that's not necessarily what happens. With power, you have less self-control. With security and a lot of self-control, you actually have what else you have? Because what can you do with power? You can do, well, you have less control over life, of what happens in life. So these things have to be combined properly, and this is now an actual thing, right? And also, a kid cannot become or be a kid truly if it's not safe. It dies, and an adult dies if it doesn't have power. So if you go into military and you're sent to war, you actually lose power, the ability to, be safe anymore. You have to be at least generally safe when you're an adult and doing somewhat dangerous jobs. I'm just saying. And now more than ever before, mental health is also an issue. Just mental health. I don't know, there's a lot of issues until I put my life on the right track, until I know how it all works together. I can't really talk about nothing special. Just kind of draining my cash and hoping for the best. Hoping for my train to turn around. And when I stop thinking about money too much, I mean, my life will turn around very easily. That's it. Now, one little thing. Just think about it a little bit less, and I'll be happier. Like, for example, if my mom comes back and we actually have a normal life together, and I don't have to worry about anything, because life is too fucking crazy. You just have to live the way, depending on what resources you have. If resources don't fall into your hands, you didn't got lucky, so to speak, well, there's nothing to take seriously, because you can't take it for granted if luck happens. So luck is just something that's all around you, basically. Okay, luck is all around you. If you're brave enough, you can probably grab something in life, then you come back. But you don't have to be brave enough. You just kind of look for small tokens of improvement most of the time. You do this. Either way works, of course. Probably in this situation, when you're brave, you kind of reinforce huge plot of land as well at the same time. Kind of a observation land. It's like, well, this is mine now, and I grabbed this eventually, and this is a higher level of success, so you're building up towards it or something. I don't know. There's different ways to do it. I just do it slowly, and I do it in every direction, just harvesting luck and success. Because again, in order to be lucky, you just have to play lottery that actually wins you over time. You have to invest into something, and the only thing there is to invest is every single fucking breath you take, okay? That's what you invest. So if you get good ideas flowing, if you do something cool in life, or if you have the opportunity to, and whether it's successful or not, you just kind of invest into it and see what happens. Luck is nothing else but irrelevant. Let's put it this way. It's just irrelevant. It's not something you can even calculate and worry about. So I don't know. I'll try and collect a little bit more insight for the next video. It feels today feels kind of slow. Today feels kind of like disappointed. I'm disappointed, but not too much. If I can talk to a person, they're like 20 times better than a normal person, except they're not good enough anyways, even though they're 20 times better. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It will take a while. Alright, so yeah, don't be a freak. Don't go in either parts of maturity, and you know how that looks like. It looks fucking weird. You either become evil as an adult, or you become pathetic as a child. And for the next thing, I'll try to explore a little bit more how magical my life is, and how I actually claim success over time, slowly, and I don't have to worry about some huge moves that I have to make, because there are no huge moves. I just kind of figure out, on both sides there is very dangerous territories to get into, and they get even more dangerous the moment they start breaking your feelings or something. At any point you can over-consent to things just because they pay you something or whatever. Yeah, if I have no other chance and I'm playing a dead guy, I can probably go and, look for a job or something. Just do some stupid, desperate things. But I'm just saying, who came up with the idea of, 40-hour week? Who came up with that idea? I don't know. It's so ridiculous. Nobody wants to work 40 hours a week. Unless I drain, fill up my bank, and then bail. That's what I have to do. I have to prepare myself, change my mind of how I'm doing things, because it's a completely different environment now. It's a mission, basically. Okay? I'm falling too much into one side, so I have to grapple myself into the other side. I feel too much pressure and too much stress being pushing me towards one side, so I have to grapple that shit. Which kind of makes no sense. Why wouldn't they just push me towards it naturally, right? So both of these things I think can happen as well. Social pressure just pushes you. You wouldn't want to do anything desperate. And grappling, actually, when they recognize you, they probably even push harder. So potentially you just have to prepare and spend some time until you come out again. Okay, I had a job for a little while. What do you do now? See, this is the most pretentious thing to ask for. What do you do now? Super pretentious. Nothing. And that's where I end my conversation. And I'll stay happy about it. And if they create a mystery out of it, just not your fucking business, actually. That would be a very satisfying conclusion, because now they kind of hurt me by pushing me too far as well. This sort of stuff, every single interaction I'm gonna be having is gonna turn into a rant video, more or less. Yeah, but right now I'm drained, man. This fucking Hearthstone thing is really draining me. I would rather play Skyrim any time of day. I don't know why I consent so fucking badly on Hearthstone. But every single time I'm trying to quit, why is this so addicting? It's crazy. The most addicting thing I've ever fucking done in my life. Unbelievable. It's like someone just gave me a bunch of unlimited amount of cigarettes to smoke or something. If it would be alcohol to drink, I'll take it, man. At least it's kind of food-ish. okay? Yeah, you kind of want to drink more water after alcohol, and you become extremely uh, energetic in a way. You start burning up. It's kind of a weird energy drink, I would say alcohol is. Very weird. Because it not necessarily gives you more energy, but it annoys you. It makes you feel like your body's on fire, so you can't go to sleep necessarily. I don't know. I'm not a drinker, but I had an experience, so I'm like, wow, that's cool. And it does make you dizzy, which is fucking weird too. What the hell? Who wants this shit? Who wants to feel this way? It just makes no sense. A lot of things in life make no sense. But Hearthstone does make more sense than just some random addiction. I mean, there's so much strategy building. There's so much building in general. I can't stop it. I can't stop myself from building. It's almost like at some point I'm gonna invent a system where I can evaluate a Hearthstone card a lot easier than most other people can. Also, of course it depends on the metagame and all that shit, but like I knew that Shaman with all the Borklers is a viable deck. It just didn't have healing until it got another Borkler that heals them too. Wow, so it's just unbeatable now. Thanks, Blizzard. I actually saw this Control Shaman to have a good win rate. A scary good win rate, so. But I think it's almost like, it's so sad. Unless you're playing your own decks and see your win rate. It gets a little bit sad. Because you always want to play like the best deck you can possibly get your hands on, right? To try and climb and achieve something, but that's kind of stupid. No, it's always best to play the fun decks, right? Like, no. What do? Well, you try your best with a fun deck. You build a fun. You hope that the game is actually somewhat balanced. That you understand it well enough, and you can concede when things go wrong. But in general, your purpose and your definition of success is do something fun. That's it. And when it stops being fun, well, people are actually asking for trouble if they're asking you to do something that's not fun anymore. Like, that's fucking crazy. At some point, maybe it's fun to drink, but maybe it's not fun anymore. You know, like, it has to be actually monitored quite a lot. If I look back, like, Hearthstone has been super frustrating forever, and that's almost like fun. But how long is this gonna be fun? It's a little bit too much sometimes. Sometimes it feels like the opponent is not even trying. They just picked up a good deck. But it just keeps improving just a little bit. And I keep improving. And I need to improve the way that I detect what the deck needs. And what are the good cards to fill in the gaps that potentially the deck needs. Oh, that shit is awesome. So we'll see. Yeah, like Polkilt. It's gonna be a huge addition, huge change of how I build decks. So all of a sudden now it's very difficult for me to run out of steam. And I'm gonna be another inch closer to just having a Highlander deck. But that's just, that's just Zephrys. Zephrys can go fuck itself. It's the Alex Straza that would kind of fully enable a Highlander deck now. Because that one is also pretty good to draw. But again, it doesn't... yeah, so we keep theorizing. The only problem with Hearthstone is it has very little to do with real life, right? It's actually kids' game in its core, and people lose their minds over it. And I just I can't dig too deep into it. I actually just have to follow it. I know I will not get rid of this addiction. It's not too harmful if you take it in small quantities, I think. So if I've played 2 games, it's not too bad. If I just complete my daily quests and all that, that's gonna be okay. And I'll just leave it at there. I'll improve slowly, and that's all I need to do. But if I overthink, maybe I always almost like eat the cake too fast and unleash all the strategy, and I have to also allow other people to pitch in. That's another. I think that's the biggest problem, and that's what I'm gonna end this video with. Very often, I don't allow other people to pitch in and be helpful. And it's in a different way this time. And this is why my life completely changed this year, I would say. I not only allow people pitch in, I allow them too much. Just let me sit back and enjoy just them pitching in stuff. So here you go. I would have not really jumped in too deep into Hearthstone. Like, I could have not even cared about YouTube, right? But I did. And did it really made my life worse? It didn't. Yeah, at some points it can feel a little bit boring, but I kind of just got used to that. It's just so weird. Just like Hearthstone, it can be boring. But YouTube does have a little bit more to do with real life, which is something that I need as best as I can to get to that real life aspect and see more things happen of what other people do. So I can get used to what luck could look like. That's also kind of interesting as well. Because if luck start happening, sometimes it can be a snowball effect as well. Yeah. My life could be slow and I can slowly like detect stars and graph them, but if I become very good at it and I truly see it all over the place and I just have enough, I don't know what exactly is gonna turn it into a snowball effect. One thing that could turn it into a snowball effect is that I hit a huge star basically, and the star almost hits me back, and that's like what love looks like basically. You don't just hit something lucky. You don't just hit a service. You hit a companion that you're gonna have for the rest of your life, and they understand it too. And when that fucking shit happens, I think that ends the video right there. That's the ultimate luck that you can get, and you never know, because these are not stars necessarily. But let's put them at 6-sided stars or whatever. I don't know how to call them just yet. These are real people. This is another you actually. So you gotta find yourself in a way, not necessarily just find luck. You gotta find yourself, and that's again not necessarily luck at all. It's almost like tracking, a skill of many skills combined. Respect, investment, all these things, man. It all comes down to this finding you and then creating a companionship. So that was my conclusion of what I said, very, very last thing, and it kind of ended the conversation. So I'm happy about that, and this video the same way as well. And I suppose I'm gonna be talking about magical life that I have and how I feel I'm getting closer and closer to that special someone. Because there's a lot that happens in my life that I think freaks me out a little bit. So I need to talk about it as well.